Dear and respected friend, thank you so much for your kind participation in today's GSDS Forum Weekly Dialogue. The topic of today's dialogue is Understanding Gandhian Constructive Program. I, Randhir Kumar Gautam, on behalf of Gandhian School of Democracy and Socialism, ITM University, welcome you all. It is a great pleasure and indeed an honor to welcome all the guests who are virtually present here. I welcome Dr. Nishikant Kolge, Associate Professor, Center for the Study of Developing Societies, CSDS, New Delhi. I welcome Professor Ananta Giri, Professor Mohanty, Dr. Gyan Gului, Minty Pradhanji, Professor Meera Chakrabarti, MD, and all friends who are present here. GSDS Forum is a platform to promote understanding of dynamics of society with quest for freedom, justice, equality, and fraternity. It focuses on knowledge and dialogue among concerned persons. We invite seekers from different fields of life to share their knowledge and praxis to make this world more democratic, more justice-oriented, and more sustainable. Dr. Nishikant Kolge is a well-known scholar. He is a professor of history, but he has a deep scholarship, not only in the field of history, but social political thought. Particularly, he is deeply engaged with the work of Mahatma Gandhi. He is nurturing a very eminent institution called CSDS, New Delhi. He is the author of Gandhi Against Caste, although he has written deep articles on various conceptualizations of Gandhi and also Ambedkar. He is currently working on his second book, Ambedkar Against Caste. He had also selected for prestigious Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Research Fellowship in the year 2018. And he writes with sincerity, being a scholar of deep sensitivity. His work invites us to engage with the deep realization of Mahatma Gandhi's various conceptions. So today we have invited him to share his reflections on Gandhi's constructive program, which is a kind of program, which is a kind of transformative outline for unifying the haves and haves not, and radically transforming human relations. Although we will understand how this constructive program offers us possibility for alternative thought, constructive alternatives to poverty, exploitation, oppression, alienation, and other forms of violence. So we invite Dr. Nishikant to share his reflections. So over to you.
Introduction. So what I'm going to do, there is a two-part. One part where I speak about how we should understand constructive program within Gandhi's political program. And second, how we should understand Gandhi's constructive program in Gandhi's ways of understanding the religion. What is the place of constructive program in Gandhi's political philosophy, and what is the place of constructive program Gandhi as a philosopher or a religious person? So this is the two way, and where what I'm going to argue that the constructive program is actually the meeting point where the politician Gandhi and a religious Gandhi. So, but before coming to that, I just let's start with the political Gandhi and see how it has been seen. The constructive program has been seen by the different scholars. So there are the group of scholars who believe that there was nothing unique in the constructive program. Before Gandhi also, there was the many politicians who introduced the social reforms, and they were concerned to the similar issues like Swadeshi, women's, or maybe in some aspect the removal of untouchability. So what is Gokhale, you have Ranade on the one side. So there are the many, and it was part of the Congress scheme. But what Gandhi's contribution is that it make this constructive program as an integral part of the Swaraj, the Indian freedom movement. This is what they wanted to give credit for the Gandhi, and this is the way they understand Gandhi's constructive program as a continuity with within the tradition, within the Congress tradition, where the many other leader also actually follow post such kind of social reform. Right? There are scholars like Dennis Dalton. He comes with it's a bizarre idea of how he says when he felt neglected in politics and he find and Gandhi find that common people are not yet ready for the satyagraha, he actually turned to this is a safer but important and but less dangerous aspect of the social. So I think he may be alone to argue in that way, that when Gandhi find it, no one is listening to him and he is getting neglected, then or he find that people are also not well equipped, as he said in Chora Chori case, that the violence erupt and he actually he stopped his movement and then indulge in the constructive program. So he said he find it is important but less dangerous and less problematic aspect. So this is the also ways scholar have understand that constructive program in the scheme of Gandhi's politics. So there are also some co-worker and as well as scholar who believe that it was actually a deviation from the main political agenda, that is the political independence of India. So there are scholars as well as co-worker like Nehru actually was very much disturbed when he heard that Gandhi was actually undertaking a fast unto death to against the McDonald Award that was given to the untouchables community. And even Namudri Pad left scholar also felt that it was a major deviation from the main purpose, that the political independence of India. And after that also what follows, they did not appreciate that he took Harijan Yatra, and they find that it is actually serious deviation from the main purpose, and Gandhi should actually focus on the main political agenda, and these are the issues that can be tackled later. But that Gandhi has a complete different understanding. I will come to that, because even he said there. So this is the one group, another group of scholar. They felt that in Gandhi's scheme of theme, actually, constructive program were deviation from the main purpose, the political independence of India. So there are also some scholars have argued opposite also. They believe that the constructive program was actually brought Gandhi closer to the masses and brought and helped them to bring them into the Congress movements. So, like Ambedkar also criticized it, that there was a timing actually, because British introduced the separate electorate for the Muslim, and they were also going to recognize such minority positions of the untouchable, so that the program of Hindu-Muslim unity and the removal of untouchability was because it is fit into the larger picture. It helped them help Congress to bring the different group of the different section of the society into the national movement. So this is another understanding. If the one group of scholars felt that it is the deviation from the main their fight against imperialism, they also believe that it was actually helpful to bring people into the into the one umbrella, broad umbrella, Indian National Congress, and fight against to combine a fight against the British Empire. So this is also some way understand that this was the purpose of the constructive program. There are also some scholars who follow that Italian Marxist Gramsci's terminology, like uh, war of position and war of monevarence, and like especially the Professor Bipin Chandra, who coined this formula, struggle to struggles, that, and he articulate that, he explain that Gandhi understand the limitation of the mass movement, that after a prolonged period of a period of time, mass movement actually lost its momentum, and you need a break, and you need to compromise, you need to make truce with the opponent, and then you need to keep people engaged. And to keeping people engaged, you need a such constructive program. So he subordinate the constructive program to the main, like a national movement. So the purpose of national movement for scholar like Bipin Chandra is that they help them to sustain, keep the political worker busy, so that they may be ready for the next round of direct confrontation with the authority, non extra constitutional method to direct challenge the British authority. So the purpose of the constructive program is to train the people, to keep them busy, so that when the next round of call when Gandhi gave, so they may be ready for that. And because otherwise the energy, the momentum will lost, and people will not come to the second, if second call comes, or first completely fail, or so this is also the way scholars have conceptualized, subordinated the constructive program to the larger purpose, the political freedom of the government. Some scholars have also argued that it was not just a subordinate to the main purpose, but also Gandhi actually want to radicalize political action and civil participations. He wanted to politicize ordinary Indian and to show how political continues affect their everyday lives. So Gandhi understood, actually, whenever once Gandhi was asked, why do you participate in the politics? And he gave several times several different answers. One of the answer he said, because it encircle our daily lives. So he wanted he wanted to politicize. This is also one group of scholars says these constructive program actually help them to politicize the masses and help them to understand actually how the politics actually affect their day-to-day life. Therefore, they should actually concern with the politics. They should not actually they should not they should pay a proper attention. They should not deviate from the politics, and politics should become part and parcel of their life, because politics affect their life. So in this to make people aware of this fact, actually constructive program was designed and some scholars have also argued. Some scholars goes one step ahead and also says, yes, it's not only a matter of just politicizing the masses and making them aware that how politics affect their day-to-day life and they must participate in the politics, but also they says that it's especially Professor Belgrami have also argued that he wanted that the freedom, the political freedom, when achieved, should not be credit of a small English speaking group, a small English speaking of people. He wanted that the freedom should be result of or achievement of every ordinary people. So he want people should get a sense that the freedom is achieved, is their own achievements. So this is also the way scholars have argued that the constructive program was designed to make people feel that the political freedom of India is actually their own effort, their own achievements, and they feel that it is not just a group of people sitting and talking in English language and writing petition and bargaining with the British authority, and they brought independence to India. But actually, every individual should, irrespective of caste, gender, should participate in the national movement and should feel that it is their own achievement. So this is also some scholars, especially Professor Belgrami, have argued in that way, and the constructive programs were designed. And this was the importance of the constructive programs in the larger scheme, larger scheme of Gandhian political philosophy. But there are also some scholars who have articulated in very abstract sense. So they says actually Gandhi was trying to reclaim the autonomy, power, and dignity of every individuals from the colonialism, violence, and modernization. So this is kind of a very abstract formula that Gandhi was trying to give a dignity, autonomy, power to the every individual with the help of the constructive programs, and he want actually, which has been taken away by the colonialism, different kind of violence and authoritarianism, and especially modernization. So the constructive program was designed in that. So there are also good number of scholars actually who believe that actually these constructive programs were actually Gandhi's fight not against just the British Empire but also against the modernity. It's not only a rejection of the British Empire, but it is a rejection of modernity and the modern state as well. So the constructive programs actually formulated in such a way that assign dignity, respect, autonomy, power to the every individual. So, but these are the very abstract ways to understand them. So let me think how after explaining the way different scholars have presented it, what I wanted to argue that problem with these kind of understanding is that they largely focus and understand that Gandhi was primarily concerned with the political independence of India. So this is actually because we got independent very recently. There was a 40-50 year of the I'm talking about the generation of the scholars, because they devoted their whole time and energy to understand the India's struggles against the British Empire. So it is not their mistakes, because they were preoccupied with these frameworks and they try to see everything which is actually as a fight against the British Empire. But we know any Gandhi student of Gandhian philosophy know very well. Actually, Gandhi from the very early in his life actually rejected that idea very categorically. He said that if I don't want to replace brown white sahib with brown sahib, I do not want to replace the king or queen of Britain by the king and queen of the Indian. And he said very categorically, the Indian king or queen, king and princess can also be very exploitative and very authoritative. And he said he did not want, if he achieved real Swaraj by the Britishers, he will bow down to them. He said so he actually never actually equated removing British people or the transformation from power from British to India as a Swaraj. Or he never actually articulated also that his purpose of life or his politics aim as the political independence. It was one of the reason, one of his priority, you can say, but it was not the priority of his political engagement. Actually, my reading is a bit different. I actually see. I'll make a one point and then we'll explain what is my position. When I forget, there was a Gandhi's proposed that Congress annual session should be organized in one village, and the whole sanitation should be done by the village Congress worker during this time. No sweeper should be engaged from outside or on paid, and all the sanitation work should be done by the. After the Congress session, Gandhi actually appreciated that, yes, you have done very good work, and now I request you go and teach this sanitation, hygiene and sanitation issue to the nearby villages. So the Congress worker were very surprised, and they said, we can do this after independence. But Gandhi says, no, the real Swaraj will come through this process only, by cleaning the toilet. But how it will come, I cannot actually make you understand. But believe me, the true Swaraj will come by learning and teaching sanitation to the people. So let me come back, and what I to make my position and argument that Gandhi actually involved in the politics. He said also to Andrew, when Andrew asked that your engagement, too much engagement in politics, I think the real issues like Hindu-Muslim unity, removal of untouchability, sleeping from your hand. And he said that you are doing injustice to think in that way. I take part in politics only as much as that helped me to in the social reform movement. So Gandhi very categorically, many times he said, for him, social reform movement is more important than politics. My position is that actually Gandhi took part in so-called national movement or took the leadership also national movement, because it it allowed him to ask greater sacrifice from the masses, to bring deeper and deeper his constructive program in brief form. So what I am going to stop this section by saying that Gandhi's constructive program, you should read as Gandhi suggested. We should read no, sorry, his Hindu Swaraj. This is such a simple document, yet you can give in the hand of the child also, and the child can even understand and know how in giving to the child. So these are the real, these constructive programs are the real issue of the real people in the real conditions. So they are actually the real problem of the real people. So he's not talking any abstract idea. We will say that constitution has given you this right, that freedom, and this. So people won't understand. They have no value of this thing. The word mentioned in in our preamble, secular, socialist, or sovereign. People have no understanding, no idea about it. These are not their real issues. They are real issues, and real issues. There should be peace between different community, that is Hindu-Muslim unity. There should be equality among the different caste people, removal of untouchability. There is a question of the Indian language. There is a question of women empowerment. There is a question of health and hygiene. So these are actually real basic issues. And Gandhi wanted that the politics should surround it. So we must remember also one more important thing, that this which but I'm also against reading constructive program only what he has written in 41 and 45. There is a great genealogy starting from the South Africa, and he introduced different work. But we should be careful, we should remember that he addressed this constructive program to the worker of the Congress. He actually, this is the time we know that the independence is nearer, and he's setting his priorities, and he's addressing the Congress worker that they should also fix their priorities, and they should actually address the real issue of the real people. And he was no interested in broad theorizing, or big words like equality, justice, fraternities, socialism, communalism, and the constitution as these and that. So he has no. So he fixed his very priority that people, the Congress worker, should address the real problem of the real issues in the real conditions. So this is what I says, that this was Gandhi's priority, and this was the place of constructive programs in Gandhian life, that they are the concrete, actually the real life is a result-oriented programs, that you have a task in your hand, you have to perform these things. So this is that. And in another way, we can also read that in that way he also wanted to educate masses, that what should their priority when they are going to cast vote. They should not consider the party, they should not consider the big leaders, but they should base make their decision on the basis of the party's programs, which should be very real and addressing to the real problem: health, education, sanitation, and communal issues, and inequalities in society. So this is, I think I have taken much time. I may not have enough time to the second part. I will try to wind up in 10 minutes. 10, it's fine if I speak.
Yes, 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. So this is so what I place in Gandhi's political philosophy. Actually, the constructive program occupy a very relevant place where his philosophy actualized into the concrete form, addressing real issue of the real people. Achha. Now, if you look at the religious Gandhi, so we must understand that Gandhi's religion was very different from what we understand. Even he repeatedly claimed that he is an Orthodox Hindu, and people challenged his calling himself as Orthodox Hindu, and he very easily says that I know people get surprised when I call myself as an Orthodox Hindu, and they do not find any such sign in me. And he very simply says that it is their problem, it's not my problem. So he was not very ritualistic. He did not practice any kind of ritual. Actually, he was not idol worshipper. He was not temple goer. He did not actually accepted religious authority of any religious book. Also, his religion is a very different kind of. We don't have much time to go in detail, but briefly, I wanted to say 2 or 3 things and stuff. So and he was innovative. Some call him he was a Hindu, some call him he was influenced by Christianity, some say he was close to Jainism, and some says he was also closer to the Buddhism. So second, Bhiku Parekh says that in his two books, actually he articulated his book as a Hindu's response to the British Empire or British modernity, whatever you say. And Gandhi was puzzled as a Hindu why we were enslaved, but he also added simultaneously Gandhi was fighting against the Indian tradition also. That's why he called critical traditionalist to Gandhi. And he said Gandhi introduced four new element into Hinduism. First, he says that untouchability. He said in Hinduism there is a group of people called untouchable and treated untouchable, and he waged war against them and shake the moral foundation of such belief. And second, he said in Indian tradition, some may not agree, but it is not mine, it's the Parekh position that women occupy a lower position in Hinduism, and Gandhi brought millions of women into the politics that Mao and even Lenin could not do. And third, he said in Hinduism give more importance and privilege to the intellectual work and give very less credit to the manual work. And he actually make a proposition that whoever don't do the physical work actually is a thief or a beggar, and try to give a very respectable place to a manual labor. And one more he said that is important to our discussion, that Hindu religion is indifferent to the seva or service to the mankind. And Gandhi actually brought from whatever Christianity or somewhere, but made a central tenet of the Hinduism, that serving the people become the central of his understanding of religion. So where again we can connect serving the people means to solving their real problem, to the real issues, addressing to their real issues in the concrete situation. So his understanding of religion was also in the same way, that religion means serving the last man of the society. I arrived at this position slightly in a different ways, and I said actually Gandhi made one more radical addition to the Hinduism, which is seva. Even you can find, because maybe Parekh was talking about the more Brahmanical tradition, because there is also tradition of bhaktis. So you have Kabir, Nanak, and they made actually seva as a part of their religion. So probably Parekh was referring to the maybe the more Brahmanical, what is called puja part oriented Hinduism. But Gandhi deviated from very significantly from the philosophical. I will also say these are the social realities of the religion, but I'm talking about the religious and especially philosophical position that Gandhi believed. And I'm quoting here Gandhi from Gita. Actually, Gandhi says his purpose of his life to attain moksha or self-realization. But in Gita and several other places, he very categorically said that it is not possible to attain moksha within this life, with this body. He said, I quote, there is a violence even in the act of thinking, and as long as that is so, man cannot attain a state of perfect self-realization. His mind cannot even comprehend such a state. So he very categorically says, and it is a very un-Hindu or un-Indian concept in philosophical tradition, because almost all schools believe there is a different marga. You can say there is a bhakti marg, there is a karma marg, there is a and a seva marg also, you can say. but every believe that there is a way you can attain the moksha. But Gandhi very categorically says that within this life, with this body, it is not possible, because even thinking and acting and breathing, we make up violence. Therefore, his understanding of non-violence, on which this understanding assumption is based, is also not very orthodox. He made several exceptions in his understanding of violence also, but I'm not going there. And so I'm reading one more part, and then I will conclude, make my concluding remark. Gandhi write in Gita again, if we agree that man cannot attain moksha as it is defined above, we need not to spend much thought or indulge in intellectual exercise over this problem. We should rather concentrate on the weakest. So, see, he is not, his understanding of moksha is not some metaphysical ways to, or some paralok to attaining some knowledge or gyan. It is not in that way. Actually, his understanding of, because we cannot attain the moksha, then we should concentrate on the way, and the way is that we should find God in service of the human being. Again, then people understand the means, so that he participate in the politics. But politics is also, as I mentioned it, to address the real issue of the real people. He was not utopian. He was not idealistic. He was very much concerned about the real issue of the real people. And for him, religion was also to address, actually, to remove the sorrow of the people. And as I last time in the seminar, I also said, in this respect, he is closer to the Mahayana Buddhism, where you cannot attain the moksha until everyone else attain the moksha. You need to postpone your moksha, your nirvana, until, or you should make eligible, you may help every individual to attain the moksha. In this way, again, his constructive program are the center of Gandhi's understanding of religion. So in this way, both political Gandhi and religious Gandhi actually meet on his constructive program, where he is himself doing and requesting people that they should actually engage in the real problem of the real people in the real condition, and try to remove their sorrow, and start with the last man. We know about his talisman. I wanted to say a few more things, but I think I stop here. And if there are some question answer, I would be really happy to engage with them. Thank you. I think 40 minutes. I did within a time, I hope.
Yes, very deep presentation. And it was really very enriching session, because the way you made us realize about Gandhi's understanding, particularly in the context of particularly in the context of a kind of differentiation between political Gandhi and social reform, political reform and social reform. And you really mentioned a very important point, how we can see his constructive program as a concrete step by which philosophy of Hind Swaraj may be implemented. And we have to again understand Gandhi constructive program, not just a kind of a quest for political freedom, but also social freedom. And in that context, how he really made us realize in the sense of understanding individuals' problem and social problem, to develop in a way that express everyone's highest moral and spiritual potentiality. So Buddhist connotation you brought in the very realization of moksha is very, very important and significant. Now I can see some hands there. Alok Tandonji and Pranay Dev ji both raised hand. So I invite him. So before inviting Alok Tandonji, I request Alok Bajpai ji, who is a discussant of today's session, to share some of his reflections.
I am from GSDS faculty. Very grateful to Nishikant ji for giving such an insightful lecture on two very basic themes of Gandhi, constructive program, and of course the religious dimensions of Gandhi. Um I would say just few words, and that would be in continuation of what Nishikantji has said, to just further explore his own ideas about these two phenomena. I feel that basically Gandhi's constructive program drives had multiple dimensions and multiple purposes and intentions, and one of that very major intent of constructive program was that Gandhi was well aware that India was a nation in the making. So it has to work, and the leadership of the Indian national movement have to work on so many fronts, and that would be first on a social reform front. Another is unity among Indian people, and of course, very important was that decolonization of Indian society and seek for an Indianized version of modernity. So Gandhi devised his constructive work or constructive program devices to get nearer to these goals. And another point I would like to say here, just in a few minutes, that basically Gandhi was very aware of the rhetorical politics, or I should say political verbose of the persons who just want to come on the leadership domain. So Gandhi was altogether for action. So in this constructive program, he gave a litmus test to every person who aspires to be a leader, that firstly you have to engage with Indian people at the grassroots level and learn from them. It is just not sufficient that I have a degree, or and then I claim that I know Indian people and I can contribute politics or in nation making in so many ways. So it was also a kind of examination set up by Gandhi in this thing. And I have read some of the writings of Gandhi. I have found that in the later years, when independence was reaching, Gandhi gives more importance to constructive work, a constructive program and or constructive work, than to agitational politics or satyagrah. He even said for constituent assembly that cooperating with it is a kind of constructive satyagrah. And so these are some of the just ideas as by listening to learned Nishikanji just came into my mind. And for the religious Gandhi, or was Gandhi a religious leader, it is not a very easy thing to describe that whether Gandhi was a religious leader in the conventional sense or not. But what I have found very interesting in Gandhi, that Gandhi liked and loved the companies of atheists too much. Even for just in his England days, when student days, he was a great admirer of Charles Bradlaugh, who was a confirmed, he was a world-renowned atheist, and Gandhi participated in his funeral and so on. And in India also, Gandhi encountered and discussed for days and days to so many atheists about their viewpoint. And one famous Gandhi's discussion in this is with Gora. And so to describe Gandhi as a religious, I think is going to be too far for just Gandhi's keeping in mind some Gandhi's dialectic kind of things. And my personal opinion is that I would like to call Gandhi an atheist if we can give some um, benefit of doubt to the concept of God. If we can say that an atheist can abide with the concept of God or nature or laws of nature kind of thing, then Gandhi comes more nearer to atheist's domain than to the conventional or ritualistic kind of Hinduism and so on and so forth. So thank you, Randhir, for giving us some opportunity to say few words. And now over to you, please.
Alok Tandanji to unmute and ask question. Yes, welcome.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and thank you to Nishikant ji for presenting a very scholarly way the first part of his presentation, in which he talked about the various viewpoints about Gandhi's constructive program and his own standpoint, which I myself accept, because many times Gandhi has said, as he himself said, that his aim was not the political independence, but the real Swaraj, in which each individual will have the power to question the abuse of power of the highest powerful person of the country. Anyway, but the second part of Nishikant ji is a little problematic, as our Alok ji has himself pointed out, because when we think about Gandhi's views on religion, we know that Gandhi talks about religion in two ways. One is a sort of universal religion, where he says that he's talking about the marma of dharma. He's not talking about the individual religions. And for individual religions, he says that though they might have come from the God, but they have been twice interpreted, once by the prophets and next time by the interpreters of the prophet's words. So, because everything of human origin is imperfect, so all these religions are imperfect. And we should always think about the imperfections of our own religion as well as those of others. So, unless we understand clearly Gandhi's position on religion, there may be some sort of confusion, which Nishikantji's presentation gives us a sort of a misunderstanding of Gandhi's connection of religion with politics. Gandhi's politics is connected to religion, but that is his own concept of universal religion, in which Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, and all these things come together in a very synthesized manner in his Gandhi's own way, in which traditions from Indic traditions as well as Western traditions all collaborate and synthesize. But here I just want to ask a small question. The question is, even if we accept that Gandhi was seeking his own moksha through his political activities, and even then, how can we say that Gandhi's constructive program was an effort to lead the masses towards that moksha? Because unless and until that is also the purpose of constructive program, we cannot categorize it as a religious program. It simply remains a program for social moral construction. Another point I would like to raise is that this what happened after Gandhi. Why there was a cleavage between the political Gandhi and the religious Gandhi, where the Gandhians not able to understand Gandhi's philosophy, or they thought that this is a very difficult thing to raise voice against the injustices and fight against the injustice in the society. So they went for the soft option. And this whole constructive program, we know that the time of Ahmedabad communal strife, that the gates of the Sabarmati ashram were closed. So what was the reason behind the total failure of Gandhi's construction program after independence? Thank you.
Thank you. And I request Nishikant to please note down these questions.
Let me reply. I will
Please.
forget, then we can take the
Okay.
question. Thanks, Alokji, both Alokji. I think I did not have much time to elaborate on the second aspect, and I really feel that it left some misunderstanding. And I was not able to even communicate my position properly. So let me your question has given me some opportunity to throw some lights on it. One thing is that as Alokji also said, that Gandhi also believed that every religion is also not perfect. Okay? So that is somewhere we meet. How he was actually taking masses to the moksha. That was the direct question asked to me. So one thing I wanted to say, and I think Alokji will agree with me, actually Gandhi did not compartmentalize different section of the life, that the politics is a different field of game, religion is a different thing, social is a different thing. He saw life as a whole. So his purpose of the moksha was also, as I told, it was not very metaphysical. And there is a two part. One part actually I left because of lack of time. Second is that you have a certain kind of qualification also to become agent of these performing this what is called constructive programs. So Gandhi had, for his own personal life, there are 7 vratas, and he expect not as a fully, but as much as any co-worker can also follow certain rules, brahmacharya, aste, and these are the conditions he laid down to be a good satyagrahi or be a good co-worker, and they also have to follow these certain values and vratas to qualify as Alok Bajpai also said to qualify to become a satyagrahi, to become a co-worker, and to become there can be a criticism. I don't want to go in that part, but this is also a position. So in that way, I still believe the religious Gandhi and the political Gandhi actually meet at the constructive program, and he was actually the way he understand that we should live a disciplined life, and we should help to realize other also to attain the moksha. He was expecting from other also from his co-worker to do. I also agree, and I like most good thing about Gandhi, what Alok Bajpai has hinted on it, that actually he was even ready to accommodate the atheist also. He has a dialogue with the Gora. He was an atheist from Vijayawada, and he was social reformer. He was Brahmin, but he was atheist. And I remember 2 things I would like to share with you. One, that when he came to Gandhi ashram, And he said that I have sacrificed everything, every pleasure to myself and my wife, but I cannot deprive my wife with the sexual pleasure, and I will not follow the brahmacharya in the ashram. And Gandhi actually permitted him. And even Gora wanted to marry his daughter to a Dalit, and to Gandhi proposed that the marriage can take place in ashram. And Gora says no, because I do not believe in God, and I do not want to have any mention of God while performing rituals of my daughter's marriage. But Gandhi said, I hope you believe in a truth. So on the name of truth, their marriage will be solemnized. And he has a great capacity to accommodate and respect the different views. So yes, his I think there is lack of time. Otherwise, there is a need of full lecture and debate and discussion on Gandhi's position on religion. But I hope I have addressed what are some of the concerns. So we can take up new question.
Thank you. Yes, Renai, please unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you, organizer, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, I would like to express my pleasure to see Nishikant sir, as I'm a postdoctoral fellow. I'm doing my research work from Tripura University. So I cherish those moments when I used to meet Kolge sir, and I remember those when I used to meet with her, having discussion on all these issues. So thank you, sir. And you, as usual, you inspired a lot. The very critical point you discuss in such a lucid way. It inspires all the listeners. I have two queries, I can say, on respect of social issues, though it is not having a very direct connection to the constructive program of Gandhi, but very social issues. And I'm having a confusion on these issues. Love to know your points on that. As I am also, I have done some works on Gandhi also, as you know, sir. My observation is that actually that we, the poor people, means the poor people, simple villagers of India, are very much non-violent. And Gandhi used to say non-violent to remain peaceful in the daily dealings to the other fellow beings. So the simple people, poor villagers of India remains with the Gandhian ideals. But the so-called, my point is that the so-called intellectuals, modern men, rich people of the urban areas are, we observe day-to-day life, they are very much violent mentally in thought, as well as in relation to others, fellow beings as well. But the intellectuals, modern men, rich peoples, we pretend in such a way so that the simple persons cannot point finger to us that we remains intellectual. But the thing is totally opposite. The poor people are so much peaceful in their manner. So what is your opinion on that issue? The other thing, very pertinent, and the social issues also, that we Indian, we love our father of nation, Gandhiji. We remain religious. We are religious. We are tolerant. We are non-violent. We are democratic. We love to sacrifice ourselves for the better cause of the society. But the thing is that what is your opinion, that are not these valuable qualities which need to be cherished for a better life, are not coming to be as restriction in the path to realize the hard truth? Are not these values are not coming to restriction to our critical minds, to be critical in the daily dealings or political systems? And are not these sentiments of simple Indian, non-violent Indian people being misused for the political motive of Indian context? So these are my simple queries, sir. Thank you. We would love to see you, and please do visit in our Tripura universities, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Pranav. It was nice to meeting you online, and thank you for, yes, let me say, you are right. Actually, Gandhi believed, like you have mentioned, that the Indian, actually the ruler people and are very innocent. He actually mentioned about his visit to the Mysore, and he asked one farmer, do you know who is the ruler? So he said, God rule us, we don't know. So he said, even they don't know who ruled them. They have no idea about the people. But I believe Gandhi also will probably agree with your the other part of the query, that the educated and people are more sophisticated, they are not more non-violent. But I do not want to my position is different. I do not want to make a generalize on these ground, that the villager people, poor people are simple, innocent, and the rich people or educated people are very cunning and problematic or non-violent. My position is there, but your position is very similar to the Gandhi's position. But I believe that such generalization we should avoid. That you can find the violent people, the ignore, like what Ambedkar says about the village. It is also the places of ignorance, or several problems are there in village also. We can't say that they are all innocent people, and most of the exploitation, different type of also take place in the village, and they performed by the villagers. And you can find the good people also among the educated and rich people also. So I actually, my position is that I do not, and I think this is also partly related to your second question. I generally use a word for Gandhi is a cunning, that he was very sharp-minded and very cunning, and he knows how to tackle the bad people also. So as in my book, I have argued that he was not against the upper caste people. Definitely, he was not wanted to destroy the Hinduism, but he knows that how the, I think it is again Bhikkhu Paris language. He learned that he should not go so far to go very far. So he knows how to take the movement. Actually, Ambedkar complained that he was very slow, but other upper caste people thought he was going very fast. So he took different people into the confidence and was going there. So he was very cunning, and the village people are also, we should not, I'm repeating myself, that we should not generalize. They also have a sense of understanding what is wrong, right and wrong. But you can say today's, because of use of media, social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, people are spreading rumors and creating a misunderstanding of the different people. But I think everyone has their level of understanding. If they are taught correctly and provide the right information, they can take the correct decisions. Okay, I think I answered.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I request Professor Gyan Gului to also share his reflections.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was really very interesting. I was reflecting on all the subjects. In particular, if I am not mistaken, in the constructive program, Gandhi insists on the question of language, which is a question which sometimes is forgotten. That is that on the one side, on the one hand, the politics, the policy of a national language which can unite all India has been, in his opinion, forgotten. That is, at least he says, if I am not mistaken, there is so much time is spent in order to study English, but there is not so much time to study a common language which unifies the whole nation. And if I'm not mistaken, he expressed the wish that so much time is spent in studying Hindustan or Urdu, as it is usually spent in studying English. it has a clear perspective on the necessity that there is a common national language, and on the other hand, it does not it does not leave out of consideration the question of the regional languages, the provincial languages. That is, it says there has been a politics in which the use of English is identified with the use of the cultural language. All the other languages, in particular the languages of the provinces, are, so to speak, despised, looked down with contempt, as though they could not be a language of culture. And this brings about sort of kind of despise for the people who speak this language. That is, there is a hiatus, a chiasm, if I'm not mistaken, he used this word, between the upper class, which studies English, which dedicates to English, which identifies with the British culture, so to speak, and on the other hand, all those who does not speak English, the first language, or at least do not dedicate so much time to the study of English and to speak the popular languages, so to speak, popular, of course, in the opinion of those who despise the languages. This question of the languages is for me particularly interesting because I have found similar suggestions, for instance, in Chittarajan Das as regards the use of the language of Odisha and the disputes with which some languages are covered by the upper class population, the upper culture, so to speak. And so I think that the theme of the language in the constructive program of Gandhi is a point which is, it is for me very interesting. But I thank you very much for the exposition, for the really very, very interesting and brilliant observation. I have taken many, many notices. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it was only a observation. So, but you are true that Gandhi was concerned about language, and language was one of the part of the constructive program. And he was also concerned. He has a both concern. One, that we should evolve one national language which connect all people, and second, he was also concerned about the language in which students should receive their education. And he actually thought that they should receive at least their primary education in their own mother tongue. So thank you for reminding us that.
Thank you. Miniti Pradhan.
Thank you. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I first like to thank all the speakers. It was very nice and lively discussion. But I have a peculiar question, in fact. In the constructive program, there were so many points were discussed. Actually, I had also that national language question, but anyhow not discussed. But I have another question, another query. That the point is women. I mean, the Gandhi advocated of the upliftment of women and equal opportunity everywhere. Whether it was gender equality, I mean to say this gender equality, whether was there any place was there for the third gender? Whether anything was there regarding that? Can you please enlighten us about it? Thank you.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you for bringing, but okay. I don't know, means I have not studied anything that Gandhi might have or might not. I don't know. Means what I'm telling, I have not come across a reference of third gender or today what we call LGBTQ plus. I don't think so. Means in my reading, I have never come across that Gandhi was actually concerned or was raising issues. And when we talk about when he was talking about, I think he referred the woman, not the gender equality. So I'm sorry, means I don't know about it. And whatever my limited reading, that I have not come across that he was also talking about equality for the third gender or LGBTQ plus. So, but
Thank
sorry,
you.
I just wanted to add one more thing, but which I forget to tell in my lecture, that for Gandhi, constructive program is not this the final thing. It should evolve according to the time, place, and it should be vary. And probably if Gandhi were in our time, he must have included also, I hope. But these constructive program are not fixed and final. It can evolve and it can vary according to time and places. Yes, sorry.
Thank you. I have also one question,
Yeah.
although we are running out of time, regarding where Gandhi stands, whether it is a pre-modern thinker or post-modern thinker, or for that matter, modern thinker. For that matter, if you understand his understanding of religion for that matter, when he says the proposition that truth is God, actually this is a kind of an attempt to overcome the modernist critique of religion. But at the same time, as Haiyun Wang defines Gandhi's religion as truth and non-violence rather than sacrament or priestcraft, which is an aspect of pre-modern religion. So it is a very contesting thing to locate Gandhi in a very time frame. It is also a kind of colonial mindset to fragment or time, pre-modern, modern, post-modern. And there are many things in modernity which Gandhi cultivated in that sense. Scientific temper for that matter, religion-based thinking for that matter. So making an argument like this, ki constructive program is against modernity. So it doesn't, give a kind of real quest for Gandhian constructive program. Yes.
Yeah, I think I agree. I also said in my point that some scholars have articulated that way, but I don't agree with them. And I also agree with you that on many respects, he was actually modernist. And there are also scholars who, like Rodolphe and Rodolphe, who call him the postmodernist. But it's very problematic to place him either in a modernist or postmodernist framework. And I think it's so. I agree with what you are saying.
I request Professor Anant Kumar to share his chair remark, because Kumar Giri is in Arunachal Pradesh and there is network issue. So I request Professor Anant Kumar to share some of his ideas, reflection.
I must say that this was a very serious conversation initiated by Professor Nishikant Kolge. I heard him suggesting that there is need to go deeper into some of the major themes of our concerns, including the idea of religion, the problem of modernity, the question of gender. So I take it as an invitation from Professor Nishikant and a suggestion for Dr. Randhir and Alok and others at GSDS to organize further conversations with Nishikant Kolge, because he is an open-minded person who is not tied down to purity of Gandhian thought. He is an adventurous thinker. He is a historian who gives primacy to facts rather than any fiction and any faith. At the same time, he is very close to Gandhi's mind, Gandhi's worldview. So that is my first suggestion for today's conversation, that we should not let Professor Nishikant Kolge get away with this problem of time. We have some time, Nishikantji, and we
Yes.
request to give us some time, maybe a day in 15 days will start us in the right direction. Second is about the question of modernity. If we tie it down with the problem of social change in a static colonized society, then look at the constructive program, its priorities, and look at the project of modernity as associated with people like Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Bose, or socialists and communists. Gandhi is talking about Hindu-Muslim harmony. Is this a traditional idea or a modern idea, a relevant idea, a human idea, a rational idea? He talks about eradicating untouchability. Which traditional thinker has been there to propagate the idea of eradication of untouchability? Because many of the traditions were tied down with the principle of untouchability. And it was Gandhi's courage of conviction that future belongs to reason and not to tradition in many ways. And if tradition is there between us and reason, he will prefer reason rather than tradition. Challenge of untouchability. Then gender question. Above, even the problem of untouchability was this Parda dimension, problem of patriarchy. And Gandhi, without using so many modern feminist terms, understands and urges and initiates and encourages engagement of women in most rational manner. So I'm very happy that some of the questions from people like Alok Tandon, Alok Bajpai, Giri, and others, and also Randhir, have underlined the need to go further. I thank you, Professor Nishikantji, on behalf of GSDS. You are our honorary faculty in many ways. So we
Thank you for
you, and I thank GSDS Forum that they have continued this series. And we are very thankful to participants, because without the participants, this will not make much sense. I'm so pleased and so proud that with the genius of GSDS faculty, it has become gradually a small global club. And I want it to remain like this and grow further. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.